JAH-ACE TV is sponsored by Racing Results, Inc., where domestic and foreign cars are treated as luxurious as they look. You can come to Racing Results, Inc. and also get rentals.
JAH-ACE TV. He keep dope interviews. He did the joint with Batman. That joint was fire.
Salute, and love. You already know who it is. JAH-ACE from JAH-ACE TV, man. Yeah, man, you know, been a minute. You know, I've been taking care of a whole lot of different things, personal things, and, you know, but I ain't forget the YouTube family, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I see YouTube missing a lot of content, man, word. I mean, everybody trying to, you know, mimic, and everybody doing the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Sad to see it, though, man, you know, because there's so much content. But people ain't, you know, people ain't opening up their creative minds. So, you know, you got a bunch of YouTube pages, man, YouTube channels starting to look the same, man. You know what I mean? It's bad, bro. But anyway, we gonna get into this Chanel Lewis, man. You know, young black male. You know, he has a disability, you know what I mean? Developmental disability. I know y'all probably heard the case years ago out there in Howard Beach where, you know, a young woman, I think if I'm not mistaken, she's Italian or whatever, you know, she was, while she was jogging or whatever, she eventually got strangled to death and sexually assaulted. And they locked a young man up named Chanel Lewis or whatever. So mentally, the things that they're saying that he did, he's not even capable of doing all those things mentally. And if you recall, we seen this happen so many times, man, where coercion, you know, when you get in those rooms, a lot of people be talking that talk about they ain't gonna do this, they ain't gonna do that. But when you get in them precincts and you get in those rooms, and they start asking questions and start putting pressure on people, people just start talking, and sometimes people get coerced into saying whatever it is the police want them to say, you know. And I personally believe that's the situation that happened here. I believe that he was set up, and it could have easily been anybody, man, you know what I'm saying? Because when they be trying to crack these cases and everything, only thing they care about is that collar. They want that arrest, man, and it's just a sad thing to see this happen to this young man like that, man. So first he had a mistrial, and then he eventually, during the second trial, they found him guilty. So he was sentenced to 25 to life. There was a lot of discrepancies in the case, a lot of you know, foul play with the police, the evidence, and also even the jury was pressured by the judge to come up with a conviction, basically, man. So if y'all ain't tuned into this right here, I think I need to dig deep into this story, man. Look into it, man, because it could have easily been you or one of your loved ones get caught up, man, and trapped off by the system. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get right into this, man. Like I said again, man, people got to start, you know, getting involved and start paying attention to what's going on in their community, man. Because you might be the next one, man. You might be. Never know. You know. Let's get to this content, man. And y'all already know who it is, man. It's JAH-ACE from JAH-ACE TV, man. Salute.
By looking at this picture, maybe some of you will remember him now. This is Chanel Lewis. And, you know, we're going to get in depth of what happened to him and how he's caught up in a situation, and he's sitting upstate in Comstock with 25 to life. You could look at him and you could tell that mentally, you know, he's developmentally challenged. You could see it all in his face and everything. And you got police and other people take advantage of individuals like him. Let's just get right into it.
Defendant guilty.
Justice for KARINA VETRANO, a guilty verdict in her murder case, providing a bittersweet end to a long and arduous journey for her parents.
Grieving can begin for us.
Now my baby has justice.
Karina was young, beautiful, vibrant. Her life cut tragically short while she was out for a run in August 2016.
Why'd you kill her?
22-year-old Channel Lewis, arrested and accused of killing Karina, but his first trial ending in a hung jury.
So jury deadlocked in the case against Channel Lewis.
Months later, Karina's parents, hoping for a second chance to prove Lewis was in fact guilty, to a new jury. But even the days before the second verdict, Lewis's fate remained uncertain.
Cases generally don't get better with time.
Questions swirled around the validity of DNA evidence.
You won't see Channel's blood or body fluid, shoe prints, or hair at the crime scene.
Or whether his confession was coerced. A last-minute anonymous letter was even submitted to the defense questioning the NYPD's investigation. But within hours, the jury was convinced Lewis found guilty.
There is no doubt in my mind, if the letter is confirmed to be authentic, and if the facts within the letter are found to be authentic, there are grounds for an appeal.
An appeal Lewis's mother, Vita, told ABC News in an exclusive interview is coming. Her son, she says, is innocent, wrongfully arrested and framed for the murder.
My son is not a murderer. My son would never kill this young lady.
The New York Police Department said they were confident that Chanel committed the crime. What are your thoughts about that?
They believe that my son is helpless. They were looking for somebody definitely to place these trials on. That's the reason why they chose him to do it.
You are watching Karina's final moments, captured on a surveillance video, out on an afternoon run, alone.
You have a 30-year-old woman, Karina VETRANO, doing what women do all over the country, which is just exercise.
She went through this park but never came home. Later that night, her father says he went out in the dark with police officers along this unlit jogging path looking for her. He found Karina's body just off the path.
Myself and my family owe everything to the NYPD.
And 6 months later, after no leads and no suspects, police would home in on Channel Lewis as their primary suspect.
We found the person, and we sent detectives over to his house. He freely gave DNA.
But Lewis's mother, accompanied by her Reverend Kevin McCall and community activist Christopher Banks, says the NYPD were pressured to bring someone in and targeted Channel.
That is a serious charge that law enforcement, right? We want to believe that these are good and decent, honorable men and women who did the best they could, and their evidence led them to your son.
It's not a far stretch that this was all of this evidence was planted. Chanel was a perfect fit for this.
He's not a monster. He's a God-fearing, loving, kind person.
I understand her not believing her son did this. I get that. But nonetheless, there's so much compelling evidence in this case. She should come to realize this is what happened.
Chief Robert Boyce, who is now an ABC News consultant, was chief of detectives at the NYPD at the time of Karina's murder.
What was his motive? He didn't know her? They had never interacted before?
Chance meeting. There's no way these two people would ever meet in life. And yet he saw her and was angry and then attacked her when he saw her.
And that's what prosecutors presented at the first trial.
How did you finish her off?
Like, I was beating her, then got madder and then we was strangled.
In the retrial, the defense and prosecution would spar over key pieces of evidence, among them Lewis's taped confession, which his defense says was coerced as part of a near 12-hour affair, with a 6-hour gap of Lewis not appearing on camera.
People has to be in that courtroom to see that video. The officer, that's what he was doing, coercing my child, telling him what to say.
You have a right to remain silent.
But Boyce says the video reflects how police interrogations should be conducted.
You gotta be honest.
Is there any chance that one of your detectives could have fed him the information to have misled him?
That's why we tape our interviews. We do that for a reason. So people will believe in us because we need public trust in the police department.
The prosecutors also zeroed in further on Lewis's DNA, key evidence cited in the trial, which Boyce says was found not only underneath VETRANO's fingernails, but also on her cell phone, on her neck. The defense argued it was circumstantial.
So you're telling me that a woman who's out jogging, of all the people in the universe, she could have bumped into Chanel while jogging?
Absolutely, it can happen. And DNA experts said it can happen.
His supporters now go even further.
The DNA, we believe it was planted.
However, experts say that planting DNA is almost impossible.
Altering the evidence
that's, being held either by the medical examiner or NYPD or a lab. The odds of that occurring, in my view, are beyond remote.
Now, why'd you do it? And there's still the question of how Lewis became a suspect in the first place. Police say that a lieutenant recalled seeing a man near the crime scene 3 months before the attack.
So he saw this male, he saw him acting suspiciously.
His suspicions, recorded in a 911 call, played back in court.
There's a suspicious person just walking back and forth around the block?
Yeah, he's looking in yards around different blocks, just by himself.
Lewis's family says that memory was too much of a coincidence and simply provided the perfect fall guy.
There's pressure on the police department to find the person who did it. So what better person for them to be able to look for is an African-American black boy who's helpless.
It absolutely sounds reasonable that a patrol officer, a lieutenant, etc., would remember. You have to remember what the police do every day.
The final piece the Lewis family points to came in the form of an anonymous letter that was submitted to the defense in the final days of the trial, claiming there was indeed police misconduct. The letter claimed to be from a New York City police officer, saying that during the first few days of the investigation, the suspects were two, quote, jacked up white guys from Howard Beach. But then they found traces of DNA at the crime scene indicating a male black, causing the investigation to become racialized.
So is there any merit at all to this letter, you think?
No, I think it's a really unethical attempt to disrail this investigation, this trial. My fear is always, in this case, it would come down to a racial issue.
Based on the letter, the defense sought to exclude Lewis's taped confession and filed a motion for mistrial, which the judge denied.
My son would never assault this young lady. He has sister, he have nieces.
In a statement, the NYPD said that they painstakingly investigated the murder of KARINA VETRANO. And as the Queens District Attorney's prosecution demonstrates, the evidence clearly shows that Channel Lewis is responsible for her death. Although facing an uphill battle, his mother vows to continue to fight for what she believes to be her son's innocence.
Have you ever spoken to the Vetrano family?
Wow, no, I did not. But when it first happened, I give my condolences to the family because I'm a mother also.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know, I feel their pain.
If you could speak to them, what would you say to them?
I would be very sympathetic. I sorry for their loss, but I will definitely let them know that my son is not the killer.
Let's get right to it. Tune in to JAH-ACE TV on YouTube. Tune in to JAH-ACE TV. Go subscribe. Yeah, I'm sorry for what happened to Katrina, but I just really don't think that the young man, Chanel Lewis, did the crime. I just don't believe it. You know, there's something else that's missing in this case. And there's a lot of missing evidence. There's a lot of things that's going on in this case that don't sit well with me. When the police went out looking for her body in the park or trying to find some clues or whatever, how was it that the father's the one that found the body? Like, all these expert police and law enforcement that's trained to look for bodies and evidence and shit like that. How was it that the father is the one that found her? There's something more to this case, man. His attorneys further claim that police used a race-biased dragnet to collect DNA samples from 360 men in Howard Beach before targeting Lewis, and that detectives coerced his confession. 360 black men in Howard Beach. For those that don't know where Howard Beach at, it's a part of Queens. So throughout Queens, 360 black men, you know, DNA was collected in this particular case, which means that black men were the target. So in spite of anything, no matter what, they already had it in their mind that somebody black did the crime. The use of a dragnet or temporary seizure of a large number of individuals to gather DNA evidence is forbidden. Hear that, forbidden. The law requires individuals' suspicion before a person may be detained and individualized probable cause before an individual may be arrested. I got them morale hats for sale. Those morale hats for sale. Red, black, and blue. Get those morale hats ASAP. All you gotta do is holler at me in the DM. Shipping is free. If you don't live in New York, I'll ship it to you for free. Hit my DM ASAP. If you look at the hat, I'm showing you all around the hat and what's on the hat. Very detailed. The moment I heard about this case with Chanel Lewis, I thought about the exonerated five and what they went through. The trauma, the beatings, the setups, the coercion, and all the things they had to suffer due to the justice system and their foul play. And even to this day, some of what has been done to them, it still haunts them. They're grown men, but I guarantee you they're still going through it. Shout out to Yusef, Kevin, Antron, Corey, and Raymond. You know what I mean? May they be blessed, man. And hopefully they continue to tell their story and what happened to them so that others can be prepared for what could happen to them.
The people out here need the information, man. And only us official content creators can bring forth material, man, to the people, man. They're missing out, man. And it's time to get back to the content creation, man. Because it's easy for me to get on here and go at it with other motherfuckers, man, but that shit ain't putting no money in my pocket, so I ain't even with wasting time, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always outside where, brothers can link up, man, and see each other on a one-on-one, on a face-to-face, man. All the back and forth on TV shit, man, is like, only thing that is motherfucking evidence, man. You might as well just go to the precinct and tell them put the handcuffs on you if you're gonna go on video talking about what you're gonna do to somebody, man. That shit is corny, man.
Don't hesitate. Hit that subscribe button, like and share, man. Share this with your peoples. Let them know, man, JAH-ACE TV is definitely the place where you want to be if you're looking for official content, man. So hit that subscribe button and share this with your people.